In today's video, we'll be talking about Kevin Holland's life before the Octagon, his striking fighting style, his heroic deeds, and his sudden rise and future potential in finding his place in the UFC. So stay tuned. Kevin Allen Holland is a UFC welterweight fighter that was born in Riverside, California. The 29-year-old fighter was raised mostly by his grandparents in Cucamonga and Ontario. Holland has been a professional since 2015 and has competed for Bellator MMA, King of the Cage, and Legacy Fighting Alliance. The American fighter began his training in martial arts when he was 16 years old. Holland featured in Dana White's Contender Series 9, where he defeated Will Santiago via a unanimous decision on June 12, 2018. The 29-year-old fighter has averaged 4 to 5 bouts per year since then, and the MMA fans keep craving for more. During the first appearance of the Trailblazer on the Dana White's Contender Series platform, he could not secure a contract because of his trash talking. The American fighter gave an incredible performance, but the UFC president, Dana White, wasn't okay with his trash talking. It was later on, after Holland took on Thiago Santos at just a 2-week notice, that he got signed into the UFC. Although he lost via decision, fans and Dana White himself were very impressed with Holland's performance on such short notice. If fighters such as Conor McGregor and Colby Covington bring in viewership through trash talking, there's nothing stopping Kevin Holland from doing so himself. The Trailblazer has outstanding knockout power with submission skills. The primary strength of the 29-year-old fighter is his striking. Holland often uses his 81-inch reach to his advantage. The submission skills of the American fighter is also well advanced. Out of his 20 career wins, 10 have come via TKO while 6 have been by submission. It is therefore safe to conclude that Holland is a fully skilled striker. The Trailblazer challenged Derek Brunson for a fight simply because he didn't like the way Brunson strikes. In an interview with Ariel Helwani, the UFC veteran said that Derek's style looked awkward and it was a disrespect at striking. As at this time, Brunson had a record of 7 knockouts to his credit in the UFC. Holland ended up losing to Derek via a unanimous decision at the Vegas 22 in Las Vegas. Kevin Holland is inarguably one of the most fun fighters in the UFC, and he proved this once again at the UFC 272 after he defeated Alex Oliveira and gave the world an epic promo. Round 1 did not end in the favour of the Trailblazer, but in round 2, Holland came out with all full force. He put Oliveira down with a shot early in the round and followed it up with a devastating ground and pound to the extent that the referee, Chris Tognoni, had to intervene. After it was confirmed that he had won the bout, Holland got on the mic and cut a WWE promo of epic proportions. He said that Cowboy Oliveira really came to scrap. I started off a little flat. I guess I was just getting used to being in the weight class. After Kevin Holland's consecutive losses, the American fighter admits that he needs to improve his wrestling skills, but he's also not going to completely alter the way he approaches his fights. While fighting with Marvin Vettori, Kevin ended up being taken down 11 times during the fight. This was a new record for the middleweight division, proving how resilient he really is. Kevin Holland stated after the fight that, "I'm not going to change the fighter I am and try and become a wrestler just because all these guys want to wrestle. It's like, I like to strike, I like to bang. I just need to do a better job of keeping the fight up on its feet and deliver some more knockouts to the people, and that way they'll be back on the bandwagon sooner or later." The American fighter Kevin Holland has a unique way of handling trolls. He invites them to his gym. The 29-year-old fighter said that inviting these trolls to the gym for some MMA action can help them learn a little humility. Holland has often posted footages online of himself competing against the trolls. However, these videos have had the opposite effect as a number of abusive messages in his inboxes have risen. Holland told his fans that there was absolutely no need for them to disrespect him just to get a session with him. "All you have to do is go to the gym and tell my coach you'd love to get a session with me, and that's truly why you're there to sign up." One of the actual incidents between Kevin Holland and a troll was posted by the Trailblazer on January 29, 2022. After months of being called out by a troll, Holland wanted to teach this guy a lesson, so he invited him over to his gym. In the short video filmed of their grappling session, it was a one-sided beatdown, where Holland wouldn't let the man work him. He made it to Holland's gym safe and sound, but once he made it to the mats, it would be a one-sided beatdown. In a short video filmed of their grappling session, Holland wouldn't let the man work him. After the session, the American fighter posted on his Instagram that one troll down, way too many more to go. How it started versus how it ended.
They ask you what you want to do in high school, ladies and gentlemen. Tell them you want to wrestle. Just in case you ever get a dickhead like Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland helped to apprehend a carjacker by tracking down the accused thief in his car and subduing the suspect until the police in Saginaw, Texas arrived at the scene. While the UFC veteran was on his way home, he heard a man yelling that his car had just been stolen. In response to this, Holland chased the suspect, and when he finally caught up with him, he put his Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills to use and held the suspect in place until the police made it to the scene. In addition, Holland said he made a citizen's arrest, so he hopes to have earned some recognition for it. The 29-year-old fighter gave a more detailed version of the incident in his interview with TMZ. Holland talked about how he'd stopped the alleged car thief with a coffee cup and Habib scarf hold. Here is the footage.
Right here.
He stole his car and he got him.
This guy here saw him and helped me.
Few months after the carjacking incident, Kevin Holland was once again reported to be one of the 3 people who helped to subdue a gunman inside Ra's Sushi restaurant in Houston. According to TMZ, the suspect fired a shot into the air after entering the restaurant before being disarmed by Holland. There were an estimated 40 to 50 people inside the establishment at the time. Here is the footage.
Yo, they was tripping in this Pat, bro. It was tripping tonight? Tripping. They got in a shootout in this bitch. He's okay.
Kevin Holland should probably adopt Superman as his nickname, as he is always at the right place and right time to save someone. This time around, the American fighter witnessed an 18-wheeler accident in his adopted home state of Texas. While recounting the incident, Holland says he was driving down the road and enjoying good music. Then he looks over to the right-hand side and sees a guy who was trying to get onto the freeway pretty quick. The UFC welterweight quickly steps out of his car, jumps on top, rips the door open and gets the guy out. Holland has never batted an eye at chasing down an alleged carjacker or even a gunman, but he admits he was actually frightened for the first time when he jumped on top of the truck to retrieve the driver inside. After getting the guy out of the car, I saw fluids flowing out of the car. I was scared. I thought the truck would blow up. When the guy insisted on going back to get his phone, I told him we have to go now. How does he end up in such situations? Even more, how does he get himself out of such situations? We can all agree that not all heroes wear capes. I'm beginning to think that it has something to do with the glasses, just like Clark Kent. Could that make me the prettier one though? You can call me Clint Kark. Kevin Holland has managed to tie a promotion record by winning 5 UFC fights in the year 2020. Prior to this time, the Trailblazer had a record of 3-2 in the UFC. However, he took advantage of the mess that the COVID-19 pandemic made of the UFC's plans in 2020. The UFC needed bodies to fill the constant flow of cards that were required to provide for the ESPN+, and Holland was ever ready to fight. The Trailblazer featured in the UFC's 3rd show of the COVID-19 era, facing Anthony Hernandez. The 29-year-old fighter defeated Hernandez. Less than 3 months later, Holland defeated newcomer Joaquin Buckley, picking up his 2nd TKO of 2020 in the process. 6 weeks later, he was back, edging Darren Stewart via split decision. And after another 6 weeks, Holland picked up his 4th win of 2020, stopping UFC newcomer Charlie Antiveros with a slam. Holland ended the year 2020 with a bang by knocking out Jacare Souza to pick up the biggest win of his UFC career. His exploits in 2020 earned him the record for the most UFC victories in a calendar year. After careful observation, Daniel Cormier believes that Kevin Holland has the potential to be a UFC champion. All he just needs to do is fix his takedown defense. The former UFC double champion said that it would be good for him to take 6 or 9 months off and do nothing but concentrate on defending the takedown. Cormier went on to say that there's not much lacking with Holland, but that one deficiency right now is a killer. His ground game is good, his stand-up is good, his cardio's good. It's just a matter of understanding these very simple basics of defense. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also turn on your notifications. We'll be reading out our top comments in the near future, and make sure to watch our other videos to find out all the latest news in MMA.